When European missionaries entered Africa, they often brought Christianity. But in Ethiopia, Christianity was already there. For more than 1,600 years, long before colonial rule, long before European empires divided the continent, long before the modern nation-state. Ethiopia's faith was ancient, its empire was sovereign. Its identity was deeply rooted in Orthodox Christianity. And when European powers expanded across Africa, Ethiopia stood apart, but not untouched. This is the story of ancient faith, invasion, and continuity. In the 4th century, the Kingdom of Axum became one of the earliest Christian states in the world. Conversion is traditionally linked to King Azana. Christianity was not imposed from Europe. It arrived through trade networks connecting Africa, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church developed its own theology, liturgy, and scriptural tradition. Sacred texts were written in Ge'ez. Monasteries became centers of learning. Church and crown were intertwined. Religion was not separate from statehood, it defined it. While much of Europe was still politically fragmented, Ethiopia had already established a Christian empire. For centuries, Ethiopia preserved independence. Islam spread in neighboring regions. European colonial powers expanded in Africa, but Ethiopia remained sovereign. Its emperors ruled with both political authority and spiritual legitimacy. The Ark of the Covenant, according to Ethiopian tradition, was believed to rest in Axum. Religious symbolism reinforced national unity. Faith was identity. Faith was resistance. And that resistance would soon be tested. In 1896, Italy attempted to colonize Ethiopia. Confident in modern weapons, Italian forces advanced. But at the Battle of Adwa, Ethiopian forces achieved a decisive victory. It was one of the few African victories against European colonial powers during the scramble for Africa. The victory sent shockwaves through Europe. Ethiopia became a symbol of African resistance. Its sovereignty was recognized internationally. But Italy did not forget the defeat, and decades later, it returned. In 1935, under Benito Mussolini, fascist Italy launched a second invasion, this time with overwhelming military force. By 1936, Addis Ababa was occupied. Emperor Haile Selassie fled to seek international support. Italy declared Ethiopia part of Italian East Africa. But occupation was not just military. It aimed to restructure society. Colonial administration was imposed, and religious authority was monitored closely. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church had long been central to national identity. Italian authorities understood its influence. Some clergy were persecuted. Church leadership faced pressure. Efforts were made to reduce its political role. Catholic influence was encouraged in certain areas, but Orthodox Christianity was deeply embedded in Ethiopian society. It could not be easily replaced. Faith had survived centuries. It would survive occupation. In 1941, with support from Allied forces during World War II, Ethiopia was liberated. Haile Selassie returned to the throne. The monarchy was restored. The church regained full authority. Italian occupation lasted only 5 years. But the resilience of Ethiopian identity became even stronger. The attempted restructuring had failed. Today, Ethiopia remains home to one of the oldest continuous Christian traditions in the world. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church maintains ancient liturgies. Tinkat, the celebration of Epiphany, draws millions. Priests still chant in Ge'ez. Rock-hewn churches in Lalibela stand as monuments to faith carved into stone. Political systems have evolved. Empires have ended. Governments have changed. But the church remains central to Ethiopian identity. Ethiopia's story challenges common narratives. Christianity in Africa did not begin with colonization. In Ethiopia, it began centuries earlier. Colonial powers attempted control. Occupation attempted restructuring, but ancient faith endured. Ethiopia was never spiritually colonized. Its empire predated European dominance. Its resistance reshaped global perceptions. Its continuity still shapes the nation today. Faith was not imported, it was inherited. And it survived. Ancient empire. Invasion resisted. Faith preserved.